Hey y'all, it's Tiffany with TMI with Tiffany. So glad you guys are back for more. This is episode 6, my BF4L, which is also referenced as my best friend for life, with my special guest. I'm so excited. My best friend Keely is here to kick off this friendship episode. I can't wait for y'all to meet her. She's going to be around a lot, so I thought we would do a fun little detour of our full friendship, which has been more than 20 years. So buckle up and enjoy part 1.
Okay, you ready to go?
Mm-hmm.
That's one reason why I like doing these just in person, because then I feel like I'm talking to you like normal. I don't have a random screen on my face. Does this
we just talk and FaceTime all the time anyway now lately.
I know. I almost feel like, never mind. I was gonna say that anytime I wear my hair long and down right like this in front of my boobs, it's because I'm usually not wearing a bra. And so I'm trying to cover the fact that you can't see my nipples.
Not quite long enough yet.
Yeah, I'm trying. Oh gosh. And dang it, I picked the wrong chair because I'm gonna be moving just like I would be talking to. You're my best friend. They all know it now. And I'm introducing you.
Best friends.
Hey girl, hey girl.
Hey.
Best friend. Best friend for life. Do you feel like, okay, when you go back like junior high, elementary school, I feel like BF4L, that was like a huge thing. It's like BFF, BF4L, BFF for life.
And like friendship bracelets and friendship necklaces. And
I forgot about those.
That was a thing.
Did we ever give each other best friend like bracelets and necklaces? I don't know that we did. Maybe.
I got you a best friend necklace like a couple years ago.
Okay. Whoops. My bad.
But it didn't say best friends. I just got you and Michaela. One. No, it was like a teal heart that I got me, you and Michaela all matching ones, remember?
Yes, I do remember.
So okay. I mean, technically that was like a best friend like necklace, but
okay, that's true. And I feel like we've gotten like friend gifts and stuff over the years, but for some reason my brain was thinking back to like the heart shapes that are like cut in half.
Our puzzle pieces.
Yeah, they're like best friends. And I always thought like, what if you were the person that had like, I don't even know. I don't know which one's better, to have the best or the friends. Because at least with friends, you're like, yeah, friends. But if you just are the person that has best, then you're just like, best.
Best.
Best. Fill in the caption. Yeah, exactly. I feel like, I don't know. And I mean, we were so young when we met. So I'm like, there has to have been a time where we did that, where we were like, okay, this will be the cutest gift ever. I have to give this to my best friend. But, you know, we're not that cliche anymore. It's fine. Okay, we're going to go over, how did we meet? So if you didn't hear the show, kindergarten? Yeah, I know. If you didn't hear the beginning, this is my best friend Keely, and we're going to dive into lifelong friendships because she's my BF4L. And best friend for life, if you don't know, mom, that's what it means, okay? And she's going to dive in to her perspective of our relationship. And so I'm intrigued because I have no idea what she's going to say. But she's going to dive in. So
you don't know what I'm going to say, Tiffany. We've been best friends for that long and you don't know what I'm going to say.
Okay, that's not what I mean, like, I know, I have ideas, but you just reminded me of something like a couple weeks ago that we used to do all the time apparently, and it was gone from my brain.
That's true.
It was gone. So I have no idea what you're gonna really say, you know? This is your time to say whatever you want. Just kidding. But we're gonna start off with, where did we meet?
We met in kindergarten. Well, actually, not kindergarten. It was our year in kindergarten, but we were not in the same kindergarten class. We went to art class together. Both of our kindergarten classes went to a separate art class, and we were in art class together and we sat next to each other. And your older brother Sterling and my older brother Mackenzie were friends.
Your older brother Mackenzie?
Okay, my older sister Mackenzie. Sorry.
I was like, I thought you only had one brother.
Your older brother Sterling and my older sister Mackenzie were friends. And I don't know which one of us said what first, but basically we just asked each
Oh.
other if we were their siblings. And then we were like, yeah. And we're like, okay, let's be friends. They're friends. We can be friends too. So,
Miss Mon's art class, right?
yeah, Miss Mon.
Okay, that's so funny because I was thinking about the story. I was like, okay, where did we meet? Where did we meet? And I was like, I have pictures of like other friends that I met like in my first class. You know, my mom did that weird thing where it's like, who are you sitting next to? And I was like, I don't think I have one of those pictures with Keely. I don't remember
Because I think
how we.
were you in all day kindergarten?
No, I think I was just in afternoon.
Oh, I was in morning. So that's probably why. I was in morning and you were in afternoon. But that wouldn't make sense. How did we go to art class together?
How did we go to art class together? What was there an all day kindergarten? Is that a thing?
I'm pretty sure there was an all day class and then there was a morning and afternoon class.
I thought I was an afternoon class.
Did you have Miss Ward in kindergarten? Was she your
Yes.
teacher? So
Yeah.
she was the one who taught morning and afternoon. I wonder if there was maybe some overlap.
Now I'm so curious because I know it was kindergarten. We've talked about this our whole
I know it
lives.
was kindergarten too, but I also know that.
Now we're like second guessing how we met.
Hang on.
The story's been wrong our whole lives. Okay,
There must
don't
have been
know.
some overlap or something.
Yeah, but how would that? The only way I could see that happening is if art class was like at the end of the day.
Right.
And then the new class came in and the other class was an art class. That could make sense because we got there at like 11. So like because class had to have been more
I don't
than
remember
like
what time I would go home.
2 or 3 hours. Anyways, the fake story is kindergarten apparently because we don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's real. In my memory, it's real.
It's always been real. Okay, wait. Who did you have for first grade?
Ms. Zuniga.
Yeah, we didn't have first grade together. And second grade, I had Miss Thorpe.
Yeah, so every other year in elementary school, I feel like we were in the same class, but I guess maybe
But we were already friends because I remember being excited that you were in my class.
Right.
And it wouldn't have just been recess. I don't know. You know what?
I remember it was art class when we met. Maybe I'm wrong on
you hearing the details from you, I'm like, yes, I think I remember this. Your older brother, you know, your older brother Sterling. See, I was just calling your older brother. Your older brother Kenzie, because that's what's kept us connected. I think throughout the whole years is just the fact that we were always in school together, always in class together. Okay, now I'm so intrigued. Either way, that's how we met. We were 5 and 6 years old because she's a year younger than I am. And right, you were 5 at the time, or was I 7?
No, I would. Well, if it was the beginning of the year, which I'm pretty sure it was, then I would have been 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 5 and 6. Okay, because I was back a year. Okay.
Yeah.
So 5 and 6, long time, people. That's the whole point. BF for life. That's what we're talking about. Okay. So I just kind of wanted you to give us like a brief, like elementary school, how are we friends, junior high, high school, you know, and I'll kind of like jump in every once in a while because I'm curious what how your memory serves us.
I don't know how brief I can be.
That's okay.
We'll try. So elementary school, obviously had many crazy adventures in elementary school. Like, I don't.
Yes. Okay. You have
I
to.
don't
Okay.
know. Which ones do you want me to say?
I'm just curious which one you're going to share.
So, one, you making me kiss a boy in 5th grade.
Okay. I just have to say I am not the person I was then. I was a bad influence. I know. I'm sorry.
Luckily, it wasn't my first kiss, though. It wasn't my first kiss.
I know. You know, I just found out about this, guys. So what she's telling you is I made her kiss a boy when we were in elementary school. She'll tell you how in a second. Yes, I was mean and it sounds like I was a bully, but I just must have had so much love for you that I wanted you to experience it. I don't know. But she's always said she's never been mad about it. But she did just tell me that she would have been had it been her first kiss, but it wasn't. So I'm like, I never even thought about that. Could you imagine like us now looking back and be like, you took my first kiss from me?
Yeah,
I
no, I definitely
think
still
about that
hold a
back
grudge
then.
over that.
Oh, okay. Okay, so what happened?
Anyway, okay, so I honestly don't know how it started or why it was even happening, but all I remember is you got a bunch of people to stand in a circle around me and this kid, and like my teacher came out and was calling our class in, and you were like, I'm not letting you leave until you kiss him. And you had these people standing around me, and I was like, what the heck am I supposed to do? I'm trapped in this circle with this guy, and Tifannee is not letting me go to get to class. I'm gonna be late for class. And you wouldn't let me go until I kissed him. So I finally just gave him a quick little peck on the lips, and then
I'm like
ran to
visualizing
class.
it right now.
Was that 5th grade? Yeah, it must have been 5th grade.
Yeah, it
because I
was.
had my
My
first
first kiss
grade
came in
also.
4th grade, so I was a year ahead. I was just like, let's get this over with. And
Yeah.
I've been a continual great influence on her since then. Oh my gosh. That story, I remember talking to you later on in life and being like, why are you my friend? Like after our elementary school, I don't know if she's gonna share this, but I have lived in triangles and like the triangle 3, my whole life. I have 2 sisters. We have like, I just feel like I've been in 3s my whole life. And even in elementary school, when did you meet her, the other girl? I don't know if she'd want her name being shared, so she'll know who she is, but
I feel like that was 2nd grade.
so she came in the picture after me.
Yeah. And I was
We
friends
had
with her
another
too. So I still would consider, like, I was the one caught in the middle of that situation all the time.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it was every other year that I was in the same class as you, and then every other year I was in the same class as her. But 5th grade, no, 4th grade. It was
4th grade.
4th grade, we all were in the same class, and that's when
Yep.
we started having issues. And I was caught in the
This
middle.
is like
You
elementary
two,
issues.
yeah, elementary school issues. I was basically always in the middle because you two did not like each other, and you both wanted me to be your best friend.
We
And
both wanted her attention.
yeah, I'm so special. Everyone wanted to be my best friend. No, but I was like, I cannot do both because you didn't want to be around each other, but you both wanted to be around me. And I was like, okay,
Which is
this is
funny
not
because
working.
I don't remember like not liking her. I remember like we were friends. Like we literally, she was the reason why I went to my first ballet class. Do you know that?
No,
Like
I didn't
she
know
lived
that.
down the street from me. I went to ballet class. That was my first time I ever hurt my ankle. Like I have ballet shoes because of that woman and her mother. And I went to her birthday parties and I did all the things. Like we were friends. But it was like we each wanted you to be our best friend. And so it was like we couldn't just be like friends by ourselves. We had to like, once you came into the picture, it was like, no, she's my best friend. No, she's my best friend. And I remember like these guys used to like do plays and like do all these like writing things. And so then I would go and play basketball with the boys and do other things. But then when I wanted to hang out with them,
Oh my
it was
gosh,
like,
we
no,
wrote songs. I used to write songs.
you did. And I would remember, and I was like, yeah, I don't want to do that. And so I'd go do other stuff. But then when I wanted to hang out with you, you were like, oh, buddy with her. So we literally went to the principal's office because of it.
We went to the counselor's office. We had like counseling sessions over
We
there.
did like once a week. We had to go to this little counselor, and she'd be like, okay, how is this week going? Like,
oh my gosh.
Yeah. And funny enough, our friendship to this day, we're close. I mean, I'm sure she's doing amazing things with her life. She's awesome. But we had friendship with her up until, I mean, she went to our high school and stuff, but we just split places. But now we're still in like a friendship of 3 in a funny sense. So
it works better now though.
So much. We've learned. We don't have to go to therapy for it, guys. We've learned.
Yes.
But yeah, now hearing that, it just like, I don't know about you guys, but when you start thinking back to like memories, my brain is getting flooded with those images of us circling around you on that field and like all of the things. I didn't remember that recess was leaving, but that makes sense why you were so urgent and like frustrated. Because Keely was a rule follower. And so
and a teacher's
like,
pet. Oh my gosh. I was such a teacher's pet all through school.
Oh, we had some really good memories. Yeah, we had so many memories that just were like packed into those few years.
Right. And
Oh,
do you remember painting that barrel for the
yellow barrel.
drawing?
Yes.
They kept that barrel until they just redid the school like a year and a half ago. It was in.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I took a picture when Kaya, my youngest sister, when I went to Horace Mann, that was the name of our elementary school. It is no longer the name of
Not
our
that
elementary
anymore.
school because they
It's
just
like a
redid it.
three-story,
But
like a three-story fancy school. I don't even recognize it.
yeah, I went to her play there when she was still in elementary school a few years. I guess it's been like 4 years ago now, but and it was still there, and I took a picture of it because I was like, oh my gosh, our barrel is still here, and it had our initials down in the corner and said like it was like '07 or something.
Oh my heck.
Painted it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That was like our elementary version of like student government. It was like
peer leaders is what we were called, and we got out of class.
This is why I need you in my life. You remember all the little details. I'm like, yeah, I know that happened. But I did not remember, except for I do remember who you kissed. And I was thinking in my head, and I remember what you called me later on because you were so mad. But there are certain details that Keely tends to remember so much better than me. And now my brain is being flooded with all these crazy just memories. And it's funny that we talk about it. So both of us lived really close to that elementary school. And so watching it back and forth, like change has been wild. She has a lot of little siblings. And so you've been back and forth because you lived across from it your whole life. But I had never been back. We went back like, I think it was 2 years ago, but just the outsides of it because my mom wanted to take a picture with all the kids that went there. And I just couldn't believe how much it's changed. And it like just takes you right back there. And I think that's something so cool about having a friend that you met when you were younger, and especially like at school, because I feel like not only is it combined with so many memories, but we can't now, it's a different place, but you could go back there and you can like experience that and you could feel the nostalgia. And I feel like sometimes when you meet friends randomly other places, you're like, how did we even meet? And like, how does this, stay a thing? But for us, we were able to like look back on that for so long. And we were supposed to go into junior high, but then they added 6th grade. So we got one more year together.
Yep.
Because then
the first year that they changed it, first year of 6th grade back at elementary school was our year.
And I remember being so frustrated because I wanted to go into junior high. And my mom was like, I'm so glad that they brought 6th grade down. And I was like, so mad. And then she reminded me, she's like, but you'll get to have another year with Keely, because she reminded me that our schools were going to split. And I was like, rude.
Yep.
Okay, what's next? Junior high?
Into junior high, I guess, since we started talking about that.
Did you have any more specific memories about elementary school?
No, not specifically.
Okay. I thought those were the big two, so I didn't know. I didn't know what else you had cooking in your memory.
I mean, I have a ton of memories, but those are like the pivotal ones, I'll say.
Stand out.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that show my character growth.
Exactly. Junior high, honestly, there's not much. I think I went to your birthday parties. I didn't even have birthday parties like that with friends. I did family birthday parties, but I didn't really have friend birthday parties growing up. So except like when I was 5, I think I had a friend birthday party. And then when I was 12, I had a friend birthday party too. But other than that, I don't think I ever had a friend party. But I went to your birthday parties in junior high. And honestly, that was kind of it. We weren't really like, we'd see each other maybe at like sporting events because our schools played each other. So we would see each other then, but we weren't really like in super close contact or anything throughout junior high. We kind of were off living our own lives with different people. So
yeah, I actually didn't even think about, because I knew you came to my birthday party because you were still my best friend. So I was like, yeah, I have to invite her. But I didn't even remember like the games. Like, did I ever talk to you? Like, I feel like there was like that rivalry moment where I'm like, oh, she's just doing
I don't know, because I played volleyball. Like, we played volleyball against each other for sure.
We did not.
Yeah.
You played volleyball?
Yes.
I do not
But like
remember this.
I don't remember talking to you at volleyball ever. So I think
I
we were
don't
just
remember
kind of
seeing
like,
you play.
well, maybe you weren't on the A team because I was on the A team.
Oh, I sure was. That's what I'm like.
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
wonder if like in my brain I was like, she's the rival or whatever. So I just didn't
I
even
feel like we were just so absorbed in like our different
our own
lives and
little.
our own friends because I had my own friends in junior high, like my own
Oh yeah.
grade. And so I think we were probably just so absorbed in that that it's not like we didn't care about each other, like we didn't hate each other or not talk to each other. Like I still went to your birthday
Yeah.
party. It just wasn't like
Yeah.
the day-to-day friendship stuff that you usually do with each other. So
Yeah. Because that was a random like 3 years in our story that we just like weren't even like
yeah.
part of each other's lives, which is so crazy. The only thing I could think of is like maybe when I saw you at the community pool. That was the only thing, like the pool of
Yeah.
the street for like Kenzie's birthday or something. That's the
Or
only thing I could think of.
I think one time we did talk in junior high. I'm pretty sure we both did like academic bowl or something. Freshman year, like ninth grade. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if maybe I did it and you were
You would
just
be
at the
right.
school, but I'm pretty sure that I saw you. We had like our school competition for that, and I'm pretty sure we talked at that because I feel like in sports there's so much more going on, but that was just like us
Just
in
us
a
seeing each
room.
other.
It wasn't like a big
Yeah.
gym full of people. So, but
That's
I think that might
wild.
have been one of the times that we talked.
Oh
But
my goodness. All the junior high stuff is now flashing into my brain. Oh, okay, let's shut that down. Shut
yeah.
that going down.
No,
But we did because
I enjoyed junior high, which is
I
strange.
did too.
Like
I
most
had
people
a, I
don't.
had a
I loved junior high.
I had a few moments because I was like a part of the popular group, so called, they say. But then there was this turning point in eighth grade where like I didn't want to be a part of the popular group completely anymore. And I knew I had friends in like every club and every whatever. And I was like, why do I have to sit by this specific people? And so I did a lot of growing in my junior high years. I changed a lot. And
You
I
didn't
think some
force your
people
friends to
liked
kiss boys anymore.
I may not have made my I may not have made my friends kiss boys, but I probably didn't have to make them. They were probably the ones making me. Even though I was the oldest. I do remember, you know what? We reconnected at some point because I feel like I drove you somewhere or something because I got my license at the end of ninth grade year because I'm old and I just turned 16 before the school year was over. And I feel like we went somewhere. I don't know why that is like, maybe it was night games or like night games. I feel like we hung out, or was that freshman year? There's
I
no way.
want to
I feel
say
like
that
that's
was
junior high.
I want to say that was sophomore year though because I don't think
Maybe.
I started playing night games, but it was with certain people.
Yeah.
But I guess we don't have to mention names on here either. But they went to
Yeah.
junior high with me, but you knew them because they lived like down the street from you and not really down the street from you, but they went to the church building that was kind of down the street
Okay.
from you.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
And
Okay.
so they
Because at one
they
point
knew
our
me from
groups
junior
kind of started
high.
to collide.
Yeah, and they lived over there because anyway. So
Okay. Okay.
oh
Yeah.
gosh, I
So
forgot.
see, this is why
We have
Kaylee is
so
here
much
for the this is why she's here for the details because my brain is like, wait, no, I remember this. I remember this. And she's like, no, let me set you straight. As you can tell, like we had this weird like anomaly where we were like out of each other's lives and during a significant time in our life. Like I think that's why our friendship is such an anomaly to me. And it's really not. I mean, you guys might have friends that you've known for your whole life. You might have friends that you just barely met, or maybe you're meeting your best friend in junior high. Ironically, one of our best friends is where I met her, and we really didn't become a trio until later on. And so it's funny because I think friendship ebbs and flows. And it's so funny how each stage of life, like I know people that I remember from elementary school. I don't know if they'd remember me. Or I remember I had friends, significant friends in elementary school and significant friends in junior high. and significant friends in high school and afterwards, but not a lot of them have stuck. And so for me and you to like have that gap, it's like, why did we connect? Which then brings me to high school, because you talking about Miss Mon and your older brother Kenzie, that's
Older
exactly
sister,
why.
she's a girl.
I know, she's an older sister. I just think it's hilarious because that's something that I would say. Because could you imagine if I was like, my older sister Sterling, and like seriously. But it's funny because if you think about it, that's what brought us together pretty much in high school again. Like we were still friends, but that was like the connect the dots. Because is that what you would say? Because
yeah,
did we have classes in high school at the beginning? Like
I honestly, no, we didn't.
No, we didn't, because you're smart. Keely had all these highfalutin classes. But like,
I just am lucky. That's
you are very intelligent
in school.
And yes, you know what? She's one of the, okay, you want to feel like you relate to something. Keely is one of those annoyingly smart people who even if she doesn't study, she like aces tests and stuff. And it is frustrating, but we love her. And the people like her who their brains just like connect when quizzes and things happen. And then she looks over at her best friend and I'm like sweating because I can't freaking get past question 2 on a test because I become paralyzed. So if you're one of those people who suck at taking tests, I'm your girl. If you're smart and intelligent like her in the other way, bless your heart.
I wouldn't necessarily even say that I'm like super intelligent. Like my IQ is not, I'm just good at taking tests. Like I can outsmart the test rather than like know the
I hate that even worse because I would study and you wouldn't. And then when I felt like, no, not going to study, don't need to, you wouldn't study either and still be amazing. And it's
but the one subject that I was like that in was math, because Zach was in math class with me and he would talk to me the entire math class because he just knew everything. And then he would pass the test and I'd fail the test and I'd be like, Zach, you have to stop talking to me. I am going to fail this class if you keep talking to me because I have to pay attention in math. I don't get math. My brain is not a math brain. So
I was quickly that person that just started talking to everybody. And I wasn't the class clown. There's a difference. So we had some of those, but I was like Miss Chatterbox and everyone knew it. And so teachers were like, no, like knock it off. Like I need them to focus. And they knew that I was just going to fail. So I was like, C's get degrees. Just kidding. I actually got good grades, but I worked my booty off because I was not academically there. Just didn't happen for me. Anyways, so, okay, how did we reconnect in high school? How did that happen? Do you remember?
I don't remember exactly how it happened. I feel like it was kind of gradual. I still was sophomore year, was kind of still hanging out with my friends from junior high that had followed me up to the high school. But our group had kind of split in half as well, and half went to the other high school in our area. So we were kind of split, and so there were only a few of us left. But we still kind of hung out sophomore year. And I want to say like track season sophomore year is when we were kind of hanging out more, because none of my junior high friends did track. And so but you did track. Yeah, that's right. You threw and I ran. And so I feel like that's when we kind of started hanging out more at track meets and stuff. And then just that summer, I feel like we hung out and it kind of
every day
started.
You know that, you know, that just shows like the difference once again. She's like, I ran track and you threw because I was totally like a field track star. I attempted, and I say attempted miserably. I think they made me run the 4x1 one time because I was filling in. I think I knew I was filling in for someone, and it was like last second at a track meet, and they're like, hey, we need someone to run, and you're only doing 3 events. And I was like, I don't know if you want me to do that. And you had already done like all these events and you're just like kicking butt, and I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll try.
A sprinter though, not a distance runner. You could not convince me to ever run distance.
You couldn't convince me to run either.
I can run a 100 and a 200. they put me in the 400 one time and I could not walk after I collapsed at the finish line and crawled off the track onto the field.
I'm just lucky I finished the 400, okay? Which is all the way around the track, people, if you don't know. Because I started out and we were behind and I was like, I'm gonna kill this. This is gonna be awesome. And I booked it. No one ever taught me how to freaking run a race because I wasn't on the running team. So I killed it, went like about 200 yards, and I was just catching up, doing everything. They are lucky I finished that race because, oh my gosh, it was bad. It was like one of those fail videos that you see where I'm just like, and I fell and I hit my face, and it's fine. And you could always tell when after Keely would run, because she's already has like a really cute pink like complexion, but her face goes really red.
Yeah, like,
and so I'm like, oh, did you just finish? And she's like, yeah, can you tell? The rest of her body looks like she didn't even run, but like her face, I'm like, oh, I can tell you just finished. And
oh my gosh, you know what I just remembered? No. Track in 9th grade. We went up to the high school to run, and you were there, and we were hanging out. So this was freshman year, 9th grade. We went up to our high school to run the track meet, and you were there, and we connected at that track meet because you know how my skin turns purple when it's cold? You know how my skin's purple when it's cold?
Yes,
you were drawing smiley faces. Yes, you were drawing smiley faces on my legs in my purple skin. That was 9th grade.
Okay. This makes total sense because I thought we connected before high school, and
yeah,
now that like that because we had track. It was track, and we had track meets up at Ben Lomond when we did the like big track meets. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, this makes total sense. Okay, before we jump into some of the high school goodies. Well, there's high school goodies. There's a whole bunch of other goodies. But we're going to do a really quick rapid fire best friend quiz. And then we're going to jump into high school and the rest of our fun friendships. Okay, Keely, I just barely looked at these questions. I'm going to read them off and we're going to try and tell each other the answers. And we'll see if our friendship, I can't even say the word, truly lies within the test. Okay, ready? 1, favorite color.
Wait, I was going to say yours.
My answer.
No, I just gave you the answer. I'm sorry.
Purple. Hey, I already knew that. Okay, and she knows I know it because it's never changed for her.
Yes, okay, that's true.
Okay, what's mine?
I would say yellow. But I don't honestly like. I couldn't think of your favorite color.
My favorite color is yellow right now, but for most of my life, it's either been blue or red. Okay. All right. I don't hold it against you. It's fine. Favorite food or treat?
Treat, Kit Kat.
I do love
food. I don't know. Ramen and toast.
No, that's yours. You love ramen. And then butter. Okay, people, she eats like bread and like with just normal butter. I don't know if you do that, but
bread and butter is a normal snack.
I thought that was the weirdest thing, but I liked my butter melted. Okay, I would have said, okay, now my brain is completely blank. Your favorite food? Oh my gosh, I literally just lost it. I probably would have said ramen, because that's what she ate at my house every single day, and she still eats it and loves it. And you love pickles and cucumbers.
Yeah, I do. Pickles are probably my number one food.
I would say.
I mean, they're like a snack, but dill pickles only, or like savory pickles. I am not a sweet pickle person, but yeah, yes.
I would say pickles though. I don't know if that's considered a snack. She also loves herself some good chocolate. So, yeah, no. I used to make lists of what all my favorite people loved so I could like give them gifts. And obviously I don't remember anything from that list. So I'm doing really great so far. Okay. Favorite movie, music, or TV show? If you know any of my favorites. Doesn't matter if you know one of them or all of them.
I know you like country music.
Okay.
TV show. I feel like we like similar TV shows.
Okay.
Grey's Anatomy is your favorite?
I do. It's not my favorite. I did love it for a long time, but that's because it existed for a long time. Okay, yeah. I'll give it to you. That's a good one. Yeah.
Movies. You love movies, so this is a hard question. I feel like it's probably a hard question for you to even answer what your
It is.
favorite is.
Okay. You know, the fact that you can say that just says that you're my best friend.
Okay.
Because for you, okay, is She's the Man still one of your favorites?
I do love She's the Man. Yes.
Okay.
But I would not say it's still on my favorites list, but that's because my movie taste has
changed
grown up
drastically,
and changed.
which has also been the same for your music taste. So, because at one point she was like Miss One Direction girl and Beyond 5, shout out to you.
I do still love One Direction.
We were big like One Direction, and they're called Beyond 5. It was a really small group back when we were growing up. Big group. We went to concerts together, and that was awesome. So that's what I would have said back then. So if you're still One Direction, that still counts for me.
I do still like
your movie selection, I was close, but I also thought it's grown up, so I was thinking the same thing. We'll keep it rated.
Yes.
TV show, I would have said, oh my gosh, this is the reason why her name's Bert and Guster in my phone, is Psych. Is it still?
Psych is definitely like all-time favorite. Yes.
As I start like dancing and giving them a show. Okay, number 5. Who are our celebrity crushes, if we have them?
I honestly cannot even tell you who your celebrity crush is. I have no idea.
Okay, if you had to guess, I'll give you 3 quick guesses.
Like Zac Efron, I don't know. I'm thinking back to high school.
Maybe my High School Musical days.
I know, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay, right now. Just think of me right now and like just go off. Shoot the gun.
Somebody with a beard and like a cowboy hat. I don't know.
So called out. Just kidding. Who are my celebrity crushes right
See, you
now?
can't even think of them.
Actually, that's not true. Okay. For a while, Scott Eastwood was, and it was when he was in that cowboy movie.
Beard, cowboy hat.
He doesn't have a beard.
Like scruff.
Okay. He has some facial hair, I guess. But yeah, cowboy hat, you're right about that. And actually, you know what's really funny about that? Because I would say one of my number 1 is Josh Lucas.
I don't even know who that is.
Yes, you do. Have you seen Sweet Home Alabama?
A long time ago.
Okay, you probably watched with me, to be honest. Have you seen Yellowstone?
Cowboy hats. I have not seen Yellowstone, but cowboy
hats. Yeah. And actually, I don't know about any of you guys, but I have a big love. Like, what's the opposite of a cougar? What's like when you like older guys?
That actually is a very sexist thing, and there's not really a name for it because it happens all the time. So
there's not a name for it?
Not that I can think of. I'm pretty sure there's
not. Well,
heck.
Okay. Kevin Costner.
Sugar daddy?
Well, Kevin Costner could be my sugar daddy. That's fine. It's fine.
I don't know who that is either. You'd have to show me.
Kevin Costner is also in Yellowstone. He's also in... Oh, I'm thinking of all the things that he's in. Have you ever seen The Guardian?
No.
With Ashton Kutcher? Ashton Kutcher in his older age.
And I just said we have similar tastes in TV shows and movies, and now I'm realizing we
really that's true because actually, I thought the guy in Queen Charlotte was cute. The prince.
He was alright.
He wasn't like when I hear Josh Lucas's voice, I'm like, oh yeah. Okay, this is everyone's favorite. Thor.
Chris Hemsworth.
He's actually on the top of the list too.
Okay,
but he's everybody. Because I mean, he's not Chris Evans, but
who just got married. Like
I saw that.
Yeah, we talked about that.
The world is like blowing up over it. Which
I feel
what
like was the Lucas guy's name? I'm looking him up.
Josh Lucas. Yeah. But I feel like I loved him the most in his younger age. I still love him now.
Okay, I've seen this guy before.
Yep. He's been around the block.
We have different taste in men.
But I feel like Scott Eastwood is like, and like Thor, I can't think of his name ever, Chris Hemsworth. I feel like those are like the like handsome boys. You know what I mean? Where it's just like everyone and their dog loves them.
Like how could you not think they're attractive?
Yes.
Yeah.
But then like my love for Kevin Costner runs deep in my soul, and so does Josh Lucas. Like, woo! But I'm always a sucker. Like, anytime, not even if they're just cute, but like the characters they play. Because like sometimes I like them in one movie and I'm obsessed, and then the next movie I'm like, no. You know what I mean? But is yours Chris Evans?
I do love Chris Evans, but in the same sort of way where he's like attractive, like everyone likes him.
As Captain America, but
yeah,
not
I mean,
his
like,
other
in general, I still find him very attractive. He is.
What about the Bridgerton cast?
Out of them, I wouldn't say that any of them are like my top celebrity crush list.
But out of them, didn't you like the first Duke Prince or
Yes.
something?
Oh my gosh.
See, and I was totally and I did not like him at all. And I was totally
crazy.
Oh my gosh, the oldest brother. Actually, I'm the second brother too. I thought
Anthony is okay. That's funny because I'm actually more of a Colin out of the three brothers.
No, really?
Really.
I mean, I think Cold's personality is cute, but I feel like my nose keeps itching.
I'm actually reading I just started it because I finished my other series, but I've started reading Benedict's book.
Oh.
So I read Colin's book before Benedict's. I skipped because I needed to make sure I read it before the series came out, but the series takes forever to come out. So I have time.
But honestly, I feel like with Benedict, I don't know if he's like this in the book. So, but I like his personality. And so I'm a big personality girl. I feel like, don't take this wrong for all you people listening. I'm not just like a Judgy McJudge person. Because now, like, I don't know that everyone and their dog is supermodels, but I actually tend to like the average or just above, cute. And then they have like a great personality. I know people always say that, but I think it like wins for me in the end because I don't know.
Well, like, celebrity crushes are different though, because I wouldn't necessarily want to marry them.
Yeah. Okay, now I feel justified because I'm like, no, give me some of that good, and then move on. Okay, Andrew Garfield. He is actually one of my favorites.
I can see that. We watched Spider-Man together, and
I'm a sucker for his movies. See, actually, you're right.
There's so many. Okay, but newest celebrity crush for me is got to be Jonah Hauer-King from The Little Mermaid.
Okay,
they cast him so perfectly.
I haven't seen that.
Oh my gosh, dark hair, blue eyes, curly hair. I'm like in love. He's perfect. But he shaved his head. You know how I feel about people shaving their head.
I know. Okay, we had a certain somebody, as we were growing up, he was an older man, teacher, we'll just say it that she was like obsessed with his looks and she loved him. Like everyone knew it. I think he even knew it. And then he shaved his head and it was like, she like despised him. So if you're her celebrity crush, don't shave your head. I feel like Chris Evans does that though. I feel like he like has really cute hair.
But his isn't like it's the curls. It's when people shave their curls.
I know.
It hurts my soul.
It hurts my soul. Okay, I have to say this is hilarious because we're gonna kind of dive into this little note towards the end. Actually, high school and college, but Keely's husband, I met him in junior high. He went to junior high with me. We won't share all those details. That'll be in a nitty gritty one later on. But he went to junior high with me and then he met her in high school. And then obviously they got married later on. And the funniest thing about it is she's like tall, dark, handsome, curly hair. And he is tall and handsome to her. I mean, I think he's great. But he does not look anything like that. So it's so funny.
I have been trying to convince him to get a perm and grow his hair out, and he absolutely refuses.
Yeah. But I love curly hair. I love curly hair too. Like, I'm pretty sure I made my little brother perm his hair multiple times. Like, I paid him to perm his hair because I think it's so cute and I love looking at it. So, I get it. So we have multiple celebrity crushes. You all probably do too. If you agree with any of those, let us know.
Anyway, yeah, we got off.
We
could have a whole episode on
the Bridgerton A, then don't watch it or whatever else it is. And don't tell me your feelings about Little Mermaid because I haven't freaking seen it yet. So don't tell me if you love it or hate it. We're already going in with too many expectations. So yes, Keely, I will watch it. She was appalled that I had not seen it. So I will watch it. But anyways, because I don't even know who that celebrity crush is. Okay, next one. Vacation, like what is my go-to vacation or favorite place to visit? Like my favorite type of vacation.
I feel like your favorite type of vacation is any kind of road trip.
Oh, I do love a good road trip. I really do.
And honestly, I feel like it's places that are unexpected, that have kind of like a history to them, but aren't necessarily like, I can't think of one specific place that you would say like, oh, that's my absolute favorite. But maybe Canada. I don't know.
She says that because like my family is from Canada, so I'm not Canadian, but I have 3 siblings who are, or have citizenship. So I do love Canada, and it
Okay,
took us 12
just
hours to
look.
get there. Oh my gosh.
The
Oh,
dimples,
really?
the hair, the
Okay,
eyes.
okay. All right. What's his name? Jonah what?
Jonah Howard King.
What?
Jonah Howard King.
Oh, okay. I was like, Howard Keeney. Like, what the? He does look like
It's a
good hair.
hyphenate. Well, not hyphenate, but like 2 last names. I don't know.
He does. You know, we're gonna tag you, and just know you've got to. I'm sure you got lots of passionate fans, but
I mean, I'm married, but you know, whatever.
Is he on your list? Like, I don't know. I don't know if that's a real thing for people, but they're like, if I ever meet this person, my wife said, or my husband said I could hug you or kiss you or shake your hand or whatever else. I don't know. I don't know.
I might have to discuss that, but the chances of me actually meeting him are probably very slim. So
that's probably true. But yeah, he would be a really good Eric. I can see that.
Perfection.
And yes, road trips are probably my favorite. I didn't fly much until after my first flight was in high school when we went to DC.
Mine
so
too.
I didn't really have much experience traveling anywhere else. And my family, we did a lot of road trips because when I came from a big family, so that's just what you did. And I just kind of fell in love with them. You would think I would hate them after all the road trips we did because big families are just and loud and annoying and very packed cars.
Same.
But yeah, there's something about them. I don't know. I don't know if it's because I think one of my favorite parts is all the stops along the way, not just the destination, because I love the little memories that you make. And even though I love looking at the beach, unlike you, beaches are not my favorite place to go because sand and water and, you know.
Well, see,
so.
I don't like the beach of the beach.
You like to sit at the beach with a good book.
Yeah. I like the relaxation of the beach.
Yes. And I would have said the beach is probably your favorite.
I actually don't even go in the ocean when I go to the beach. I do not like fish water.
Yeah. She didn't even like to go in the water when we would go up to like the dam and to places where we grew up.
Yeah.
But
not
but I do know you love beaches because I always laughed at that. I was like, you're just there for the sunshine, which she was. She just wanted to relax. Mm-hmm. So wear a good swimsuit, get a book, and read Bridgerton, move on. We're the same in that sense. Was I right though? I feel like beaches are probably
just any kind of relaxation where it's actually a vacation and not a trip. I like trips, but a vacation to me is one where you don't do anything and you just can chill. So
I feel like you always need a vacation from a vacation.
Mm-hmm.
And that's annoying. Like I always feel like more drained afterwards. So I started learning, this is something, maybe you guys need this tip, but I started learning, I pick 3 things. 3 things, whether it's like 1 day, 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, however long your trip is, pick at least 3 things that you have to do. That's like a 10 on your list. And then whatever else time you have, you get to do with it what you want. I mean, you're doing everything that you want, but I feel like there's certain things that you have to like go to certain places, see certain things, like there's certain time limits and whatever. And I always feel stressed if I'm not getting to them and, like, oh, we missed this. And so I've just learned to like just pick 3 things that'll make me happy. Whether it's like a place to go, food to eat, like whatever it is. Even when I'm on a relaxing vacation, I'm like, I look it up, I find places that I want to see. And then whatever else happens is just a bonus. So then I feel like at peace and like it was the best trip or vacation it could have been. So maybe you need that little tip because you get stressed out. And you know what? Keely's sister-in-law is a travel agent.
She doesn't do it anymore.
Okay, well, I was gonna give her a nice little shout out, but just kidding. Okay, I was gonna say Keely's much more detail oriented, and I'm not. So call someone like her sister-in-law because that's just not my thing. I get the 3 things down, and then I'm solid. So Okay, the next one. What was your dream career growing up, or like what did you want to, like what did I want to be my dream job, my dream career, and what did I think yours was?
I feel like you wanted to be a doctor or nurse, work in the medical field.
Yeah, it's true. For most of my life, I was going to be a doctor up until probably senior year. I'd done all the classes, all the curricular stuff. And then I swear God was like, you're not smart enough. See ya. No, just kidding. But it just, my path changed. And so I'm not a doctor or a nurse. Nursing takes a special kind of person, and that is not me. I did do like my EMT program, and I thought I was going to be a firefighter. I swear I'm one of those people that's just like jumped around. But yes, for most of my life, I did want to be a
I got one
pediatrician.
right.
Yeah. You've gotten some right. You're killing it. We're not 100%, not at all, but you know, that's okay. You, however, wanted to be a writer. Has that always been the case? I feel like that's always the case. You always wanted to be a writer.
I mean, I feel like when I was like really little, I kind of flip-flopped around here and there, like whatever the cool thing was, but I feel like that's how all kids are.
Yes.
But yeah, overall general, I always wanted writing. Yeah.
Yep. And she's a great writer. I always was amazed at all the things she could come up with. I love to write, but I don't know that I have like the write a book in me. Maybe one day.
I honestly don't even know if I have the
I feel like everyone is like, oh, I've got a great story, but then like to sit and write it out, that's some serious patience. Because unless it's just like narrator voice, all the back and forth and everything in between, yeah, I don't know.
Dialogue.
What are your dream jobs? And I want to know, like, are you doing what you thought you were going to be doing as a kid? Or are you like me and you still trying to figure it out? But you know, it's fine. Keely's a mom and she could write all she wants and be amazing, but she's also working because she's awesome. But one of these days, I can't wait to see.
Is what it is. Not.
Yes, that's true. But I can't wait to see, like, your dream right now is being a mom and being a working mom. And I think that's so awesome because that should never be anything but the top of the list for people. I'm just saying, like, it shouldn't be put as anything less than an amazing career because it is 10 times the work and no pay. So you got one right. Look at us go. We both did.
Yay.
Okay, here's the last one. Oh, this is funny. What's each other's middle names?
Your middle name. Do you want me to share it with everyone, or is it something that you want me to keep private forever because you don't want anyone to know?
You know, it's on my birth certificate. It's public record, people. You can read it. But okay, tell me what letter it starts with, and I'll see if you got it right.
Helen. It's Helen.
Okay.
I know what it is.
It is. I know she does. Funny story. Keely doesn't have a middle name. She does now. This is why this question's funny, because as I was reading these, I was like, what the heck? Middle name. And I had to think about it. I was like, she doesn't have a middle name. She has a maiden name now. So we'll count that. But
I actually legally changed it to my middle name when I changed my name.
You did? So it's not just her maiden name? I would totally. Am I gonna have 4 names? Because I love my last name.
Yeah, you can have it as long of a name as you want.
Hyphenated. I would be that person. What I was gonna say. Okay, when did you learn my middle name? Why didn't I, like, how long did
I honestly don't remember exactly when, but I know it was a long time after I asked you what it was because you refused to tell me because you didn't want anyone to know what your middle name was.
Yep. So. And this mom, I'm so sorry. This sent my mom in a long spiral for years, thinking that I hated my middle name because I wouldn't tell anybody and I didn't want to talk about it. Mother, no, I love my middle name. I love who I'm named after. I even love what it is. But just know, kids are mean, okay? My name was Helen, and I got called the little hell child and the little devil and all sorts of little things when I was younger. And so probably about 2nd grade, probably when you would have even asked or cared, I had stopped telling people. And I don't even know why people knew it in the first place. I think it was like when we used to hand out stuff and it would say your whole name, like at the top of the page, like academics grade, like, you know what I'm talking about? Like when you would hand out the papers and like the test records, and they just always had my whole name. And a couple kids got a hold of it and they just like drug it through the mud and were so mean. And I was like, I'm never telling anyone my middle name ever again. And so then when Keely finally wanted to know, it took me a long time for even tell her which was saying something, because I wasn't a super private kid, but I just felt like that was something so sacred to me, and it like got trashed through the mud. And then after that, I realized that I really didn't tell people a lot of stuff about me. Like, Keely will testify that I used to be able to get anything I want. No, okay, that sounds bad. I wasn't manipulative, but like, I was a good listener. I was a good friend.
A little bit.
I just knew that, like, if I bugged people long enough, if they were like sad, especially like, or whatever, you know, because elementary and junior high, whatever, people are always so like dramatic. And they'd be like, oh, sad. And I'm like, okay, what's wrong? Like, I don't want to talk about it. Okay, you know they want to talk about it, but it's going to take some nudging. I was willing to nudge people. And so I would nudge and nudge and nudge. And then I would sit there and be willing to listen. And I did that to pretty much anyone. And I started realizing it was a talent I had, is that I was willing to have these conversations with people. And I remember even when people were older than me, like, they would be sitting there spewing their lives to me. And I was like my mom just met someone who's my brother's age. And they're like, oh, hey, I know this is a tangent. This is hilarious. They ran into each other and she's like, I know you. And my mom's like, I don't know you. And she's like, yeah, I went to school with your daughter. So my mom came home or not came home, but she called me and told me. She's like, hey, I ran into this person. She says she went to school with you. And I was like, no, Mom, that's like my older siblings. Like, I didn't go to school with them. She's like, yeah, that's what she said. And I'm like, did this girl think that when she was sitting there talking to me on the bleachers that I was like going to school with her? Because she's like 4 siblings older than me. And so I'm like, no, we didn't go to school together. But people did. Like, random people would just spew their lives to me, and I was not that person. Which is why it's so ironic that we're doing this podcast, because I finally, after lots of years of therapy and realizing that secrets and holding everything in is not helpful to anyone, because then I would just outburst and people would be like, why? And I'm like, well, I don't know. I don't want to tell you, because I've been stewing about it for so long. And so, like, with my middle name, my mom literally thought that I hated my middle name because I wouldn't share it with people. And my friend would tell her that, and she's like, I don't understand. Whatever. So no, I love my middle name. And now I am much better at telling people things. And my best friend knows much more than my middle name at this point, which is why we're doing this podcast, because
Except your celebrity crushes, but that's just because I don't know who they even are.
everything else on this little mini true best friend quiz, because obviously this quiz is wrong. Okay, we are best friends to the core. I might not know like her favorite movie at this point, but we probably watched them together, and that's what matters, is because people change, and maybe her favorite color hasn't changed, but a lot of everything, like, she's grown just like I've grown. And I think this is just like the surface level stuff. And I think it's funny, side note, when you start like dating, Keely's past dating, she's married, I'm not, but when you like go on first dates, they're like, what's your favorite color? What do you like to do? And I'm like, this isn't a conversation. This is worse than an interrogation. Like, the FBI could be pulling my teeth out and I'd be enjoying it better. But for some reason, people think that these like favorite foods is like what builds a relationship. Nope. I think the time and effort you spend with me is what builds it, which is why our friendship has lasted so long. Diving into some of our favorite memories are from college, well, high school into like the college years, to now. And I think that's why this all ties in, is because, yeah, some people are lucky to have best friends that they've grown up with their whole life. And some people, maybe you just met them at work yesterday and you just clicked and it's beautiful and perfect. Maybe it's taken a long time. I had friendships that kind of bounce back and forth. And even now, I have friendships that are all of a sudden blooming now that didn't exist when I was in high school. Like, I thought you hated me. They're like, no. Or maybe they did, and now they just don't. You know, let's be honest.
Yeah,
I feel like social media puts a weird facade. They're like, oh my gosh, you're doing so great with your life. I'm like, okay. When was the last time we talked? Right. And so I feel like friendships come from all walks of life, and seasons change and people come and go. But some of our favorite memories kind of share why we are the way that we are.
Thanks for sticking around for part 1 of my BF4L, my best friend for life. I honestly, you can probably tell why we ended up having to do this in 2 parts, because We just have so much to share, and we only scratch the surface level. So tag your besties, jump in for part 2, because that's where it gets a little more nitty gritty, a little more emotional. This is where you ask your best friend questions that you've always wanted to ask them. And we did the quiz in part 1, and that was super fun. Tag your bestie or call your best friend and reach out to them and do the fun little best friend quiz. Look one up on Google and just kind of reacquaint yourselves and have a fun little conversation. It was so fun to do, and I'm glad that she's up for anything. So stick around for part 2. It's up next, and enjoy the rest of the ride. See ya.